My destiny. Oh yeah, I really wanna rule my destiny. Hear me call, call, call. Destiny, mama look from when you calling. Destiny, mama look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh, hey, if I please, I wanna rule my destiny. Where could I found? My destination is homeward bound. Forces try all I down. Breaking chains has become the norm. I know I must get through, no matter what I want. Destiny, mama look from when you calling. Destiny, mama look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny, Lord, and I tell you once more, the rich man's wealth is in.
Just move those left feet. Go ahead, get crazy. Anyone can do it. Sing show the world you got that fire. Feel the rhythm getting louder. Show the room what you can do. Prove to them you got the moves. I don't know about you, but I feel better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. Better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. And we can do this together. I bet you feel better when you're dancing. Yeah, yeah. When you finally let go and you say that solo, 'cause you listen to that music, sing it oh, 'cause you're confident, babe. Yeah, and you make your hips sway. We knew that you could do it. Sing show the world you got that fire, baby. Feel the rhythm getting louder. Show the room what you can do. Move to the music, got the moves. I don't know about you, but I feel better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. Better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. And we can do this together. I bet you feel better when you're dancing. Yeah, I feel better when I'm dancing. I'm better when I'm dancing. Hey, I feel better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. Better when I'm dancing. Yeah, yeah. Don't you know we can do this together? Bet you feel better when you're dancing. Yeah, I feel better when I'm dancing. I'm better when I'm dancing. Hey, feel better when I'm, yeah, yeah.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Mountains, bring it to its feet. Mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. We'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
As a young leader, I've made up my mind. Everything I do from this day forward will resonate well beyond my lifetime. This is not my moment. This is my era. I dedicate my time to making myself better, and it starts right now. This is my era.
Everybody runs the race. Some have what it takes, and others don't make it through. What about you? Stand up when they call your name. Stand out when you do your job. Let greatness notice you. If you're just wishing for glory, then what are you asking? Victory ain't sweet if you don't live through the pain. So many great ones before me found glory everlasting. But this what I came to do, came to be. 'Cause see, this is my era. Oh yeah, this is my era. This is my era. Come on, this is my era. This is my era. Come on, this is my era. What about you?
This is my era, this is my era. The mission and the vision never been so clearer. Seems like the world ain't getting no better. If you wanna see a change, take a look in the mirror now. You possess the key to unlock it. Open up the door, opportunities knocking. You can't deny. On this road that we're walking, there's gonna be some obstacles, but we'll keep on marching. Some will doubt you, even talk about you, but this world wouldn't be the same without you. Golden people on the rise, we know our value. Reaching the impossible will show you how to. Don't know about you, but I know about me. I was born with everything I need to succeed. Living out the dreams, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to be. Cause see, this is my era. This is my era. This is my era. This is my era. What about you? The world is counting on me, yeah, yeah. To be that change that we all wanna see, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa.
As you can see, everybody taste and see the victory my God has given me. Thank you for loving me, for every trial you brought me through. Thank you for saving me. Now I can shout glory to my everlasting King. Jesus, the King of Kings, you make my life so beautiful. See me shining now. See me glowing now. Yeah, I shine for the world to see, to see. See me shining now. See me glowing now. Yes, I shine for the world to see, to see. Whatever is born of God overcomes the world. See, I am born of God, I overcome the world. Greater is He that lives inside me. See, I know I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You give me strength so I can win. Give me the victory. Now I can shout glory to my everlasting King. Jesus, the King of Kings, you make my life so beautiful. See me shining now. See me glowing now. Yeah, I shine for the world to see, to see. See me shining now. See me glowing now. Yes, I shine for the world to see, to see. I shine, I shine. So bright, so bright. In Him I have the victory. Yeah. I shine, I shine. So bright, so bright. In Him I have the victory. Whoa. See me shining now. See me glowing now. Yes, I shine for the world to see. Oh, see me shining now. See me glowing now. Yes, I shine for the world to see, to see.
Mix Wonders Magic.
Not scared to say it. I used to be the one preaching it to you, that you could overcome. I still believe it, but it ain't easy. 'Cause that world I painted, where things just don't work out, it started changing, and I started having doubts, and it got me so down. But I picked myself back up, and I started telling me, no, my God's not done making me a masterpiece. He's still working on me. He started something good, and I'm gonna believe it. He started something good, and He's gonna complete it. So I celebrate the truth. He's working me through. I'm just unfinished. I'm just unfinished.
inside the fire. You are my God and my King and my Father, light to my path in the darkness, hope in my heart when they heartless. Father, you reach out and call us. You're the lover of my soul, love is flawless. They don't understand my God is keeping me high. I know they go low, cause me, I know they so low. That's my joy when I make my dream. Get to my money go. You are joy, you're my provider. Yeah, you're my provider. You are joy, you're my provider. You're my provider. Yeah. Every circumstance.
All right. We're going to get ready to get the Legacy Conference Rise Up Wealth Summit. Elevate.
Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate good times. Come on. Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right.
We're going to ask the panelists for our State of Black Wealth panel to go ahead and take your seats on the stage. Those of you who are still coming inside, we are going to get ready to get started with part 2 of the Rise Up Wealth Summit, Elevate 360. Please don't forget, we've got great vendors here in the room. Madeline Law Firm has some of those wonderful peppermints that melt in your mouth that'll help you freshen your breath right after you have a great lunch from Val's Kitchen. Stop by Madeline Law Firm. I think I'll have another, please.
Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off it, moving so phenomenally. Come on, like the way we rock it, so don't stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine, just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in
Ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds. We're going to be getting started here in just a few moments. I know that several of you are still visiting with our amazing vendors that are in the room, but we are going to be getting started here for really quickly with a very short panel discussion in regards to the state of black wealth. And then we are going to do our award celebration and have our keynote speaker. Our goal today is to still make it out of here at 4 o'clock p.m. as promised. Even though we did start our event about an hour late, we want to make sure that we get you all home and on your way according to your schedules today. I see the dessert shop is in the back. Those of you that had an opportunity to enjoy the dessert shop, yes, those are some real good desserts back there. I don't know about you, but I've got the sweet potato cheesecake. Let me go ahead and let you know that it's good, good. Good, good. If we can go ahead and take our seats now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and start our panel discussion. Thank you, Alex. If you'll just go ahead and grab your seats. We're going to go ahead and get started with our panel discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, how was lunch today? Oh, my goodness, that's only 4 people. Ladies and gentlemen, how was lunch today? Val's Kitchen does an amazing job each and every year, and we are glad that you enjoyed your lunch. We want to let you know that here at the Legacy Conference, we mean business. And it's all about making sure that we give you what you need to elevate your finances and go to your next level in life. We do have a component with this organization that works directly with youth. And so, young people, if you are here in the room with an anticipation of working on your own financial profile, you guys remember the story about Stan, right? Stan with the 701 credit score at the age of 16, a whole investment property, made a first $125,000 or something to that effect. Listen, our young people are all about being able to start that generational wealth, and we want to make sure that we invest in them. So young people, there will be an opportunity coming up for you to be able to participate in those online sessions, because we're going to teach you too, so that you will be the chain breakers of your generations. Compliments of Moments to Million and Built by Jen. That was a hand clap moment. All right. All right. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, before you leave today, we are going to ask you to please do a brief testimonial with our media team in the back by the sponsorers banner. Just step in front of the camera really quickly and do a quick testimonial about this event, because we want to continue to give this information to as many people as possible. Yes, indeed, it is important for us to be able to be funded and to make sure that we are operating in our God-given gifts. So please don't forget, step to the back of the room before you leave today and have an opportunity to do a testimonial for this organization in front of the sponsorship banner so that we can use it on our social media platform. Really quickly, we are going to present what is called the state of black wealth. Now, we did intend for this panel discussion to go for about 30 minutes, but because time is drawing nigh, we are going to go ahead and just allow our panelists to have a really brief conversation, and then we are going to continue that conversation online so that everyone will be able to experience it at a later time. The State of Black Wealth panel discussion is very rich, but we want to make sure that we give everyone an opportunity to at least share something that is on their hearts and regards, and then we are going to move on with the awardees for our event today, and finishing up with our keynote speaker, Miss Sharice. You don't want to miss Miss Sharice. So at this time, I'm going to turn the panel discussion over to our brother Rashawn. Let him introduce our panelists, and we're going to go from there. Clap your hands, guys.
Well, here's the challenge. We're about to know how much you know and how fast you can get it out. We want to take a moment, though. I want to allow them the opportunity to pass the mic from that end all the way down. If you'll introduce yourself and tell us what brings you here today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, young men and young women. So happy to be here with you. My name is Tamar Hamilton, and I am your estate planning attorney. And we don't talk wealth without talking estate planning, talking about trust. So look forward to sharing a little bit more with you about our trust and how it is important towards when you're planning your wealth portfolio.
My name is Giovanni Cyrus, and I'm here to share and inspire by utilizing my story. We can't build wealth unless we give out wealth, and that wealth can be in different forms. Mine is adding value to each person's life.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is LaShondra Johnson, and I am your favorite public speaking coach. We're talking a lot today about building wealth, communicating, storytelling. However, knowing how to properly articulate and communicate your story, whether it be facial expressions, body language, and so on and so forth, is just as important, because how you going to get to the money if you can't talk about it? All right.
Excellent. My name is Joseph Madelon. I own Madelon Law. I'm a personal injury attorney, and I would tell you that 99% of my clients, the richest they'll ever be in their life is the day they leave my office. I dramatically change futures, and the hardest part, in the part that I want to pour into you guys, is when they leave my office with that check and their bank account is at a level that it never would have been and never could have got to. My only focus with them in that moment is to make sure that is the poorest day of the rest of their life. And that's all about planting the seeds.
Terrific. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexis Evans. I am a certified government contractor, project manager, and I teach people how to make their mark before someone else does.
All right. Can we clap our hands for our panelists? All right, so I'm not a liar, and I told them I'd get y'all away in 5 minutes, so y'all got to help me stay truthful. But I want to give you a two-part question, and I want each of you to express this based on your expertise and how this serves our generation. Number one, what would you say is a misconception about generational wealth? And how can individuals who have been given a disadvantaged background begin to start generational wealth?
Wow. Okay. So let's start with the
Misconception.
The misconception. The misconception is that if you pray about it, it's just going to happen. So pray without action is, you got to put the action in with the prayer. So that's the biggest consumption that we have as even become brought up as kids, despite what your religion is, that if you pray, good things are going to happen. But if you don't pray and put the action into it, it's never going to, move forward. So that's one thing. And another thing I would add onto it is that your circle, the people that you hang around. You look around like you guys have heard this 1,000 times. If you look around and everybody up here is winning and I'm broke, eventually I'm going to be winning. But if you hanging around 4 broke people, guess what? You're going to be the next broke person too. So, so think about the people that's around you. pivot, make the change, and move forward. And what was your second question?
So with the no, I need you to do something else for me. Your assignment just changed. I need you to talk to that person that is stuck at prayer. They're saying, this is all I know. My grandma used this. My daddy used this. My mama used this. What do you say the person that God is saying, this time it's not on the back of prayer that I'm doing it?
I'm going to tell you, get off your knees and start using your 2 feet. Use your mind and shift. It is time to get going. It starts with the mindset. When we have been told so many things over and over, our mind, we believe what we have been accustomed to, right? So my first thing I would tell you to do is get up off your knees and start walking. Don't try to look and try to figure out what the journey is going to be. You're going to have failure. You're going to have ups and downs, but put action behind it. Go, push through it, shift with it, cry through it, fight through it, whatever you need to do. But pray and take action. That's all you have to do. Because sometimes we could get there and say, oh, we're just waiting on prayer to come help, and God going to come. He never come. But the thing is, he said, all I told you to do is pray. Get up and move. I'll take care of the rest.
Come on, can we clap it up for that? Look at your neighbor and say, God don't order your feet. Tell him he order your steps.
He order your steps.
So I want you to speak to a misconception that you've seen. I know you've worked with a lot of people, and like you said, they come in with a disadvantaged background, but when I'm almost want somebody to hit me today. They God, I'm just playing. Woo! Jesus. But they come in and they meet you and their life changes. How do you get those people to think different about that opportunity?
That's a fantastic question. I'll tell you a brief story. Last year at this event, there was a gentleman, a young guy. He had a $16,000 offer from Allstate on an automobile accident with an attorney who was sort of stuck. And so he and his attorney said, hey, can you take this case for us? Within 5 months, I closed his case out for right at $400,000. Wow. He went from $16,000 before attorney's fees and costs to $400,000. So let's talk about mindset, right? Want to talk about that? Everything in your life is based on your internal thermostat. You're set at 72 degrees. So if the sun hits the window and it goes up to 75, the AC is kicking on. If it's cold out at night and it drops down to 69, the heat is kicking on and bumping you back up to 72. So until the internal thermostat changes, your weight will yo-yo. Your bank account will stay the same. I can give you examples of people whose thermostats were set exceptionally high. And you just think about this, right? Let's talk about Elon Musk for a second. Exits PayPal with $185 million, starts Tesla and SpaceX, goes to his last rocket, has $0 left. He's completely bankrupt. Tesla had returned every car he initially shipped. He had nothing. The third rocket for SpaceX is a successful launch after 2 failures. He goes to zero to one of the richest men in the world. Super rich, zero, richest men in the world. Where do you think his thermostat is set? Right? Let's talk about George Foreman. Completely bankrupt after his last fight at 45. Multi-millionaire. Where do you think George Foreman was? He was super high, came down low, and bounced right back. Martha Stewart, the same story. Now, I can tell you stories about a ton of people who made, on their exits of their companies, made hundreds of millions of dollars and lost it all within a few years. We can talk about lottery winners who go from zero to the moon, and they're completely broke within 3 or 4 years, right? So what I would encourage you guys today is to learn how to shift your internal thermostat. And hopefully we on the panel can give you guys some really basic techniques. But until that happens, your weight will go down, it'll go right back. Your money will go up, it'll come right back down. There's no way to build unless the person building becomes the new person who can live in that new house.
Clap it up, y'all. Woo! I just felt the temperature change. All right. All right, this one's for you. I want you to speak to African American women. I think there's a misconception that there's no wealth in the world for them, and there's always a battle, especially even in corporate America. There's a sense of battle. So what do you say to the young lady that's saying, hey, I'm trying, I've got my degrees, I've got my education. How do I really break through the ceiling to ensure that my disadvantage does not become my destiny?
I'm about to get in y'all business a little bit. Can I get in y'all business? Okay. Now, if we're going to talk about being a black woman, there are several things to talk about. We know studies are already showing that black women are top earners. We're getting all the degrees. We got the whole alphabet. We got the BSW, the MSW, the MBA, the TSA. We have all the letters. Okay, we have the letters. This is great. Now, here's the issue, right, that comes into place for a lot of us. One, as black women, you know, I'm going to get in y'all business just a little bit. Who you choose to partner with romantically is very important. Because when you talk about generational wealth, you're also talking about who you're going to create generations with, right? Now, that means that when we're dating, the pookies are unqualified. That means that when we're dating and who we decide to marry, who we decide to date, who we decide to procreate with, because it's a choice, right? Who we decide to do all of these things with, we have to have an understanding that that's who we're building generations with. So we have to look at his mindset. We have to look at who we're attaching ourselves and our femininity to. Because as women, and having the wombs, that means we give birth. That means we have fertility. That means that who we assign ourselves with, who we align ourselves with, we will give birth to great things, right? So if you already have that mentality and you're flourishing within yourself, it's important that who you connect with, and that's on a friendship level, but also romantically, is also in alignment with that assignment, okay? The second thing that we have to make sure that we are doing as creators and creative geniuses that we just are as beautiful black women, is also really ensuring that the knowledge is transferable, because a lot of times what I see when I work with youth, when I work with so many people, I'm a product of generational wealth. I inherited my home, right, from my grandparents. Now, here's the issue for people who might, you want to leave stuff to people, and that's great, that's beautiful. Yes, we want to leave all the things. We're not educating the generations coming behind us on how to take it and elevate it, right? So when I got the home, I knew this much about home ownership. I had to go at a very rapid pace to figure things out because I was scared I was going to lose the home, right? How do I take this home and now make it worth even more? There's so much assets when your house is paid off. Okay, the house is paid off. There's so much I can do with this home, and I'm having to learn on the backside. So when we're talking about creating generational wealth as people, as women, my grandparents did a great job. They partnered together. They chose the right people. They laid the foundation and the bricks so that I would not have to work as hard when it comes to going through a homeowning process, and the house is paid off. That's beautiful. But making sure that my children, right, and my grandchildren, they understand and have the knowledge and the foresight to know what to do with it and take it to even a further level than what I'm going to take it to. So making sure we're passing that language down. And once again, as black women, we are doing so many amazing, great things. We're such talented, creative beings, and I want us to embrace that and bask in that, and also understand that there's still power in the authority that we have, but there's also so much power in our femininity and how we rock that. Ooh, ladies, ain't nothing better than doing good and looking good at the same time. So just being able to bask in those things and passing that knowledge and those nuggets on to so many other young girls who are coming up after us. I've talked to them, and some of them are doing amazing things, but there's so much knowledge they're not getting from their mothers or grandmothers that we're not giving them as older women, that we need to be passing on and having certain conversations with them about, and that's on point blank and the period.
Clap it up, y'all. I want to ask you this. I heard a little bit about your story earlier, and I think a lot of people are in financial dilemmas because of bad decisions, bad money decisions. I want you to speak to how a bad decision does not mean a destination, because I feel like a lot of people have reached a bad place and they feel like this is it. You know, I might as well just throw my life away. But for the type of people you help and for the type of work you do, how do you bounce back from a bad decision?
Solve a problem. Solve a problem. There's so much money in solving problems, right? So let me talk about a bad economic decision, right? So we know about the black community and how it lacks resources, right? Right? So some folks don't believe it, but it was done by design, right? So I come from one of those communities in Miami, and because my community lacked resources, and not just financial resources, but also intellectual resources. There was no mentors to guide me on my journey becoming an adult. So of course, I'm gonna make the wrong decisions. I idolized those folks who were selling drugs in my community. They had everything that we wanted and everything that we dreamed of. So of course, at a young age, at the age of 21, I made a bad decision. But it landed me in prison where I learned 99% of my education is I got it in prison, right? 99%. School, the public school system didn't teach me anything about me and my people, right? And that's where my personal empowerment lies, first of all. But let me tell you how to turn a mistake into wealth. So while I was incarcerated, I was a transition facilitator. That means I help people who are on their way to being released from prison. And I oftentimes seeing guys coming right back into prison, sometimes within the same years, like they went on a vacation and came back to prison. So I would ask them what the reason for that was, and they would start sharing with me the barriers and obstacles that they had to face in order to acclimate back into society. And so I was like, interesting. So I started making mental note of all the things that they had to overcome, and most of them failed, and that's why they were back in the prison. So I wrote all those things down, and I said, well, I want to be able to solve these problems being someone that's about to be released soon as well. So what I did, I saw all of the gaps, the service gaps that existed within the field of reentry through which I operate. And then so I said, well, I'm not just going to empower myself economically with this, but I'm going to empower my community as well, right? Because it takes a community to raise a child. And when you get folks that are released from jail or prison, they come back in the community. They're like little children, right? They're coming into a whole new environment, right? So it takes the community to actually help us to acclimate. And because of the stigma surrounding people that's coming from incarceration, our communities don't accept us sometimes. And I had that problem as well. So what I did, I said, I got to solve that problem. Well, guess what? There was a monetary value attached to that solution, right? And so I tell people, thank you, and I tell people all the time, you want to be wealthy, you want to be rich, become a solutionist, right? Come up with solutions. The person who came up with the idea of bottling up water, right? 30, 40 years ago, you heard that laugh, right? Somebody, if they would have said it 40 years ago, somebody would have laughed at them, right? Like, you're going to sell water and fall out the sky. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but look, it's a billion-dollar industry, right? So you solve problems, toilet paper, all of the things that we need every single day. These are the necessities, and they're billion-dollar industries. So what I said was, let me create solutions to the problems that we face in our communities. So I started a nonprofit. And I said, okay, let me help folks acclimate back into society. And then nonprofits, the purpose of nonprofits is really to help our communities, right? People don't know that. You're supposed to help your community with the nonprofit. But I want to empower myself too economically. So what I did was I started an LLC, a consulting company. And I got out, and this is a true story. I got out and I said, well, I want to start teaching the prison folks, the private prison companies, how to actually do the work, right? Because they don't know. They don't have the lived experience that I had. So I got out and I had to learn how to use the phone, the laptop. I never owned this stuff before I got incarcerated. So I created a lanyard, right? And I put on there that I was a prison consultant. Nobody had ever heard of that before. And then I created like these bullet points on the bottom, and it says, over 17 years of experience. Yeah. Yes, thank you. And that 17 years of experience came from the time that I served. And I told myself, I say, if these people going to make me do this time, I'm going to be a thorn in their side, right? And I'm going to empower myself and every young brother that let me get into his ear. Because I tell people all the time, boy, if you listen to me, I'm going to get you, right? Because I'm going to empower you, right? And then we're going to work together because that's the key, right? That's the African way. So let me finish the story. So when I put 17 years of experience, I say, man, how am I going to get to where I need to be? So I actually said, well, I need to go to the state house. I need to convince the legislators that they don't know what they're doing. They've been doing it for over 40 years. They've been getting it wrong. And I'm the only person in that room that's qualified to talk about prison reform and social justice reform because I have the lived experience. We got a bunch of people in there with degrees that don't know what they're doing. I got 0 degrees, right? But I'm coming in there as an expert, right? And so now I got some real reparation stories for y'all, right? So one of the private prisons that it's actually the largest private prison in the world. They got prisons all over the world, right? Billion-dollar company. So I'm actually a consultant with them. I served 10 years at one of their facilities, right? And I created a lot of amazing programs for them while I was incarcerated for free. But I had the idea, when I get out, I'm going to make these people pay me. So now, right, I came to them as a prison consultant, right? And they said, well, what is that? I said, I'm going to tell you how to help people that's coming out of your jails and prison, and it's going to make you look good, right? But we're going to also get what we need as well, right? So now they pay me. They fly me around the country, pay me really good money. I ain't going to lie, right? Pay me really good money. And I got more authority, right, than some of the prison officials that used to tell me when to eat, when to sleep, when to take a shower, right? And I go back into all of those prisons. I go back in all of those prisons where I served my time, and I get paid to do it as a consultant. So I got a contract with these private prison operators as a nonprofit, and I got a contract with them as a consultant, getting paid thousands of dollars a month to do the work. Now that's some real reparations for you right there.
Come on, y'all.
So if you want to build wealth, solve a problem. Ain't nothing but problems in our communities. Find one, focus on it, and monetize it.
Come on. From the prison to the palace. All right, I wanna ask this. Y'all done got me in trouble. People looking at me weird because I went over 5 minutes. But y'all, this has been really good. If you want this, it's gonna be virtual. But we're gonna let her close us out. And what better way to close us out than with our estate? I think it's so important because people don't like to talk about estate because they don't want to think about a casket. Why should people start now?
Now, let's dismiss that misconception. When you say estate from today on, you should think wealth. Estate equals wealth. A big misconception that we need to dismiss is that mama didn't have it, papa didn't have it, that's why I'm struggling. Now, we are the generation of wealth builders. We do not need to follow what we saw. What we need to do is look within our generation. Where is the wealth? How can we protect that and preserve that for us and the generation coming after us? Talk about looking for a problem and solving it. You don't even have to look far to find that problem. It's within our own homes. Within each of us lies a treasure. What is that treasure? Your ability to change your generation. Your ability to preserve what existed for years and years that no one has claimed, no one has ever researched. How do I protect that home? How do I protect that land? How do I protect that bank account? How do I preserve that so I'm benefiting and those that follow me will benefit? So it's time that we shift our mindset, look right within our surroundings. What do I have that needs to be protected? What am I entitled to? I need to go and say, okay, mama, what's going to happen to this home? What's going to happen to the land? What's going to happen to this pension fund? How are we protecting that? How have we made it clear how this is to be passed on from generation to generation? How do we build an estate, and how are we going to protect it so that the government can't touch it? So that we don't have to pay large sums of money in taxes. What is a trust? How can we gather what we have and secure it? We are that generation who has had the privilege to hear this type of information, to experience technology the way we're experiencing it. Not one of us sitting in this room should experience any kind of failure or poverty. And if we are, it's time to rise up and change that situation. And that change begins with one person, and that's you, that's me. Leaving the summit today, we should all leave with a mindset of, I'm about to shift my generation. I'm about to bring transformation. I'm about to protect assets. I'm about to find solutions and bring about a change that no one in my generation has ever done. That's you, that's me. Let's be that change. Rise up and let's claim the wealth that exists right here in our homes, in our generations. Thank you.
Clap it up for this panel. All right, look at your neighbor, say to be continued. Check your email. Clap it up for the panel. Thank y'all so much. We'll continue this conversation online.
Do me a favor, clap it up one more time for this amazing panel. This was the state of generational wealth. And, I wanted to make sure that we made it clear that this is not just about African American wealth, but it is about generational wealth. And we wanted to make sure that each of you have the tools that are necessary to be able to really come up in your finances. Did you enjoy that? Listen, check your emails because we are going to want to continue that conversation. Listen, sir, that piece about that prison and that 17 years brought us to our feet. Yeah, there's a couple of people in this room that you need to meet. Pastor George Rich, I need you to connect. Connect right there. That's a major connection. The young lady that left, she does have an event tonight at the Mayor's Gala, and she retired. 30 years BSO as the colonel for the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Connections. I just did the investiture for the director of Miami-Dade Correction and Rehabilitation. Connections. Because we need you. Because these brothers are coming out of prison with no clue. And so, yeah, solutionist indeed. Clap it up again for that. That was amazing. Come on. The Madeline Law Firm is here, and every year they are one of our primary sponsors, and we are going to give them about 2 minutes to be able to speak with you and raffle off these gifts right here. Immediately following that, we're going to be awarding our honorees, and then our closing speaker, Ms. Shanice Lenore, who is going to blow you away. Madeline Law Firm, let's go.
Praise the Lord. How's everybody doing? This has been amazing. I'm Pastor Greg Williams of the Holy Faith Missionary Baptist Church in Miami. God, now it's coming together, right? And I'm mindful enough to always give God praise in all that we do. No, honey, I got it. But you can hold the TV because God might have a blessing with your name on it. But I'm wearing a different hat today. I'm Executive Director for Madeline Law Firm, which you heard Mr. Madeline, which is an amazing attorney. If you have any slip and falls, car accidents, wrongful death, any type of negligence, just holler at your boy. Give us a call. Dial 1-877. It matters because the attorney you use really does matter. We often say that don't get mad, call Madeline. Well, we got some gifts in the house today. Thank you for stopping to our table. I'm sure you spoke with me and one of our assistants, and we gave you some good information. We're right across the street. If you hear us, if you need us, just give us a call. We handle the entire state of Florida, and we're available, and we do a lot. We do a lot with the community. But without any further ado, right now we're going to get right to the meat and potatoes of everything. First of all, we got this scale. Yeah, we're going to give out the scale. That's the thing she loves. Okay, first, you want to pull our first name? Okay, first number?
First ticket is 842-726. 842-726. If you somebody's running. Nope, that's that. Okay, 842-726 going once, going twice, gone.
Okay, that's it.
Well, that ain't it. This is the new ticket.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you got rid of it.
I got it in my hand.
Okay.
Next ticket, 842-719. 719, are you here? 719 going once, twice, three times a lady. Next ticket, 696. Hey!
All right. All right.
All right,
Okay.
fantastic. Come on
Can I see your number? Come on up.
This is one of our Trailblazer awards.
All right. Okay. It's there.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Congratulations, 134 pounds.
There you go. Your weight has already come down. The Bible said, lay aside every weight. You know, it worked.
What's next, sir? Air fryer?
All right, air fryer. This air fryer will change your life.
Yep. Ticket number 842-687.
Compliments.
687 going once. All right, come
All
on.
right, I remember him. So I want all the winners to come up. I want to get a quick photo with all the winners, if you don't mind. If you're going to hang around.
687. Thank you.
Yeah. Excuse me, young man. Stay with us for a moment. Sir, can you come up? Mr. Thompson, would you come up, sir? All right, grand prize winner. Drum roll, please. Here we go.
842. Anybody got it?
Flat screen.
6, 4, 3.
All right. I remember them. Come on up. Let's do a quick photo. Congratulations. Let's give all our winners a big congratulations. Mr. Madeline, come on up and take a picture with us, sir. All right. Yeah, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. All right.
All righty. Once again, we thank the Madeline Law Firm for being such an amazing sponsor here for the Legacy event.
Who can I get the picture from? Do I need to get my camera? Can I get the picture?
Okay. All righty. We'd like to thank the Legacy. We'd like to thank the Madeline Law Firm here for this amazing opportunity, because every year they sponsor us and they are so kind with their finances, and we certainly do appreciate that. And for those of you that have won, congratulations. And we want to make sure that everybody has a really good time. We're going to go ahead and move forward with our awardees. Okay. Listen, everybody in the picture, because we're going to be moving forward here in just a few moments with our awardees. I'll get closer to Mr. Madelon because I heard it was important about who we married.
It is important. You got to talk to my wife, though.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was just wondering if I could just, okay. You got to choose who you procreate with. I'm like, he my attorney too, but I didn't get 400. I'm like, yeah. He is married. Very married. All righty. Come on, clap it up again for our awardees. I know, right? I made Mr. Madeline blush. All righty. We're going to go ahead and get ready for our awardees on today, because it is important for us to sow into the lives of individuals who are always doing amazing work here in the community. My podium is missing. Okay, no worries. So I'm going to use the back of the chair. We're going to do our Legacy Award at this time. Our Legacy Award is being awarded to the gentleman who just left this stage, Mr. Joseph Madeline. He hails from a family deeply rooted in principles of integrity, diligence, and character. His father is a respected plumbing contractor who exemplified the value of leading through action, while his mother, a former school teacher, emphasized the importance of respect and discipline in shaping one's character. Mr. Madeline pursued his academic aspirations with unwavering determination, earning an engineering degree from the University of Florida on an academic scholarship. Subsequently, he attained his law degree from Tulane Law School in New Orleans, Louisiana. also on an academic scholarship showcasing his commitment to excellence. Throughout his career, Joseph has been privileged to work alongside some of the most distinguished legal professionals in St. Louis, Missouri, and Miami, Florida. Under their mentorship, he has refined his skills and aspires to be recognized as a leading figure in this field. For more information about his qualifications, you can reach them at www.madelonlaw.com. The Legacy Conference congratulates Mr. Joseph Madelon with the Legacy Award 2024. Congratulations, Joseph Madelon, with the Legacy Award. Our next award is going to be the Trailblazer Award, Mr. Mark Coley. We already heard from him today, and so we know that he is an Atlanta-based author, award-winning business coach, and keynote speaker. He is a firm believer in discipline and accountability as keys to an entrepreneur's success. After his military career, he did come forward to be able to coach us into how to receive our financial wealth. Mark has received numerous accolades throughout his career, including the Top 35 Millennial Influencer Award of 2019, the Standing Ovation Award of 2022, and now the Legacy Trailblazer Award of 2024. The Legacy Lives Here Foundation congratulates Mr. Mark Coley, the Trailblazer Award. Our next awardee is the Changemaker Award, Miss Ashayla Shanae. Ashayla is an expert celebrity vocal health, performance, and voice monetization coach. She is an incredible singer, songwriter, author, TEDx speaker, mentor, and mental health advocate with over 20 years of professional experience providing voice care, voice confidence, building vocal instruction, instructor certification, and voice monetization skill sets. She is well sought out, including a member of the Grammys Recording Academy, the SAG-AFTRA, and has made guest appearances for numerous media television networks, podcasts, and platforms, including the Grammys, because she is all of that and a bag of chips. Would you please congratulate our Changemaker Award, Miss Ashayla Shanae. And our next awardee is a Trailblazer Award being awarded to none other than the incomparable and phenomenal Miss Alexis Evans. This woman of God is a resilient force, triumphing over adversity from the brink of imprisonment to embodying resilience. She's been featured on the CW network and is a distinguished business owner and community leader known for her philanthropy and organizations in global trade shows. She has been partnered with Walmart and empowers companies securing lucrative deals across the country. Alexis is a seasoned entrepreneur, shares real-life experiences with fellow business owners, and embraces her journey as she advocates for others to pursue their goals with authenticity and determination. The Legacy Lives Here organization congratulates Miss Alexis Evans with the Trailblazer Award 2024. Our next award is for the Legacy Pillar Award, and it is being awarded to Miss Desiree Hall. Miss Hall is an amazing, vibrant heart, woman with a boundless energy and charisma that has carved a remarkable path through life, touching hearts, spreading joy, and leaving an indelible mark. Desiree Williams Hall is a native of the beautiful city and embodies a unique blend of roles that ranges from being a wife, mother, grandmother to a seasoned inspirational speaker, radio host, fashion influencer, and her tapestry of love, faith, and empowerment that is multifaceted here in the city of Miami. Desiree and her husband are the founders of the Real Love Ministries, which in 2000s became a primary organization to help individuals love marriage, stay married, and make sure that they have models of successful marriages. Ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate Miss Desiree Hall, our Legacy Pillar Award winner 2024. All right. And now for the Empowerment Award, Mr. Adrian Bell. Adrian Bell is an entrepreneur, author, and advocate for men's self-care. After spending a great deal of time observing men and listening to their unique approaches to relationships, love, and finances, he decided to use his extensive knowledge as a handyman to start a movement to hold men accountable while building and equipping them to live lives that they were created for. He has been married to the love of his life, Brittany, for almost a decade and uses his experiences and lessons learned to help others. He seeks to build a brother one block at a time and inspires others to do the same. Our Empowerment Award winner, Mr. Adrian Bell. The 2024 Legacy Pillar Award is being presented to the man, the legend, Mr. Pastor George Rich. This servant leader with 15 years of experience in government, ministry, and nonprofit organizations with expertise in administration, project management, minority contracting and hiring, public and private partnerships, community engagement, and government affairs. He is the former program director for Career Search Broward, where he managed multiple federal state-funded employment and career training programs with a combined budget of over $20 million. He is also the pastor of P3 Church in Pompano, my church, a growing multicultural church with a focus on community outreach. He has started the Community Development and Benefits LLC, which is a faith-based grassroots company, and is currently serving as CEO of Hope, South Florida, that works closely with the homeless population here in Broward County, Florida. Our 2024 Legacy Pillar Award, Mr. Pastor George A. Rich. And finally, last but absolutely positively not least, the man of the hour and our Legacy Conference Rise Up Wealth Summit sponsorer. We are presenting the Disruptor Award to Mr. Wayne Thompson. Wayne Thompson is absolutely a thought leader. He is an innovation trailblazer, mentor, and problem-solving entrepreneur. He is the EVP, the Executive Vice President of Technology Product and Service Delivery for Hotwire Communications, overseeing the company's engineering product, service delivery, network operations, IT, and connectivity teams. Prior to joining Hotwire, he has spent nearly 3 decades gaining technological and engineering experience and uses that to continue in his own businesses to be able to assist the community with growing their technological needs. Our Disruptor Award is awarded to our key sponsorer, Mr. Wayne Thompson, the Disruptor Award 2024. All right, clap it up again one more time for our Legacy Conference 2024 awardees. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special treat coming up for you. We've got 2 more speakers before we close today. Our next speaker is going to be an incredible brother whom you just saw lead our panel discussion, Mr. Rashawn Faust. Rashawn is an investment strategist and expert, commonly known as Mr. CEO. He is recognized as a certified coach, financial strategist, educator, and author. He is the founder of Wealth and Wisdom Solutions, LLC, which is a financial service and coaching firm that provides resources, tools, and solutions for financial wellness. He has achieved many goals and accomplishments in his life and is yet motivated to continue to excel. Today, he is here to help you understand how to continue to build your legacy, grow, and help you with your financial wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands for Mr. Rashawn Faust.
All right. Stand up, stretch, turn around, do 3 cartwheels, and then we'll take a seat. Amen. No, clap it up. Let's give it up for everything that's already transpired. All right. I know today has been full of so much information. We've absorbed so much. We've retained so much. We've gotten so much. And I'm excited. Y'all didn't play my music. Okay, I ain't gonna come for that. That was the key point today. But I'm extremely excited to be here. I'm excited to share today, and I think that what I have to share will in some way expand your capacity, expand your perspective. Just to kind of give some context here, I think it's important. They kind of put me on to talk a little bit about money and a little bit about investments, but I think it's important to talk about the fact that a lot of people, when we start talking about investments, when we start talking about money, it's typically our tradition to immediately try to find the right stock to invest into, to find the right business to invest into, to find the right thing that we could put something into. But the truth of the matter is the best investment you can make is in yourself. You are your biggest asset. You are the biggest asset that you have. It's not your house. It's not your car. It's not anything that you possess. Now, today, I'm actually going to tell you a story, and within my story, I'm going to drop some principles that's going to afford you the opportunity to leave here and help you navigate shifts and transitions and pivots of your financial economy. I want to tell you a story about a man that was dropped in the earth. He was actually formed and created out of dust. Very interesting man. Very few know about him, but there's also very many that know about him. Now, I want to start with saying that there are 2 versions to all of us. There's the created version, and then there is the formed version. The created version makes you equal with your neighbor. The formed version makes you equal with your creator. I'll say that again. The created version makes us all equal. We're all humanity. We're all people. But then there's another part. There is the formed version of us, which is everything that you went through in your life that made you the existing being that you are today. That part of you makes you equal with your creator. Now, it's interesting because in this story that I read, it talks about how the creator took this person by the name of Adam. Oh, now it makes sense. Yeah, I take it. And now I'm using this story because we can't talk about investment if we don't really look up the first investment company. In the context of this, we see that he created him out of the dust, but then the first investment company was a breath company. It was not money. It was not a Benjamin. It was not Abraham Lincoln. It was not George Washington. It was a breath company. And the Bible says, did I say something wrong? The Bible says that he then breathed into this man and he makes an investment in this man because before he could make an investment in the economy, he had to invest in a man to manage the economy he would build. You're not here today to make the economy more better than you. You're here to make you better than the economy so the economy can become better. He breathes into Adam, and now Adam goes on this journey as an entrepreneur. He goes on this journey as an entrepreneur, and he's in this journey. But it's a very interesting story because in the story, it talks about how it was so powerful that he makes this company called Eden. he plants this company called Eden inside of a garden, and he says the form version of Adam, I want to put it inside of this company. It's a Fortune 500 company. He puts it in a company called Eden. Now, we've got to pause here because, you know, if you read your Bible, if you went to Sunday school, and, you know, everybody that's came before me, they've preached, so we're used to it now, right? If you go over to Israel, you hear about how they find all these different places in the Bible. They find Jordan. They find all these places. But nobody has found Eden. May I suggest to you that this was the first company that God started in his mind. So watch this. Let's back up. I'm going to use everybody today that they've spoken. So here it is. We see Adam, the man he formed. He invests his breath into him. And then he says, my breath can only live in my mind. Puts him in this place. And here's the beautiful part. It says that he was an entrepreneur and he didn't have to work for nothing. The ground, whenever he wanted something, it would grow. Whenever he needed water, he could go get it. All of these things worked for him. So the truth is, Adam never had a job. I know he preached it wrong. Well, the Bible did say, that, he was supposed to keep it. He never had a job. He had a chore. His responsibility was to steward an investment that had already been made, not to make a new investment. He worked for 7 days, the man I'm talking about in this story, worked for 7 days and said, I don't want to work anymore, but I'm going to create someone that can steward everything I work to create. There was this guy named Adam. Y'all, very interesting story because I need to admonish to you that if you're going to build legacy, you must first admit that nothing you're called to build it with belongs to you. Legacy did not start on a cross. Legacy started in a nostril. And so here we understand, oh, by the way, I meant to tell you that everything that I use in my business is biblical principles, so it's kind of hard for me to run away from the story I'm telling you because this is how I built my business, because I filed bankruptcy when I was 19. My mama said, ain't no way you're going to be able to pay your car. Just file bankruptcy. Do what everybody else did in the family. File bankruptcy, bind yourself for 7 years. You won't be able to buy anything. May I suggest to you that was the first thing that stripped me of my masculinity. Because I don't have body powers for my family because I'm bound to a bankruptcy. But here's the challenge. It bankrupt me, but not what was in my head. All right, I'm still telling my story. So he breathed in this man, boom. He now is running everything in this garden. He's running everything in this company. It's an entire economy that's happening right here. But there's a man that's in the garden that used to be in the same economy but got kicked out because he wanted to be CEO of something he wasn't called to run. And so notice this. The snake, all right, y'all know the story, that's in this garden starts saying, hey, I want to make sure that nobody gets to live here because I can't live here. So my responsibility is to get you evicted from a place that was promised to you. I need you to pause in this text, in this story that I'm telling you. If we're going to talk about investments, we also talk about the eviction notices that come to our soul. The eviction notices that come to how we think, that comes to evict out the ideas that we get, that comes to evict out the things that were breathed into us to make us become what we were called to be. Because the truth of the matter is, as an entrepreneur, as a legacy builder, I learned my ability to steward my breath determined how long I would have breath to pass on. So here, the serpent says, I want to get you kicked out of the garden. He wants to get him kicked out of the garden, and so he decides, I'm not going to let you run away. I'm going to get the man who put you here to kick you out. Y'all do know it is a different perspective in a community for a parent to kick out their child versus for a child to run away from home. Legacy looks different if you're the reason it doesn't happen. You know, at the funeral when everybody's crying. Yo, I'll be honest. I typically don't cry at funerals because somebody passed away. I'm typically crying because we're struggling to get them to where they need to go. Which was my entry point into financial services. And I gained a strong passion in 2015 for life insurance. Uh-oh, y'all got real thing to say. Oh, boy, I thought he finna talk about investing in J.C. Penney. I got a strong passion for life insurance. But my problem wasn't that people were not dying. My problem was I had to choose what I had to cry over. Because I'm going to cry because they're gone, or I'm finna cry because we got to sell plates. You choose. I'm not crying over both. So what I love about this company that we talk about in this story is that it was insured before it was ever started. Adam had insurance on his life before he experienced his fall. Interesting that if I ask you, do you have insurance on your car? Oh, yeah, my car covered. Why? Because you don't want to get pulled over. You don't want to get a ticket. You want to get hit and then somebody, you don't have insurance. Insurance on your house? Oh, yeah, because if anything starts leaking, I need them to come fix it. And I ask about your life. Well, people, I'm not finna die. God promised me 70. And so you feel as if it is more powerful to insure your possessions than to insure the possessor. And so we're living in a generation where legacy could be easy, but possessors have made it hard. But here's the scary thing. We don't buy life insurance because we think it's for death. I got in the life insurance industry, and I never forget, boy, I was doing door-to-door sales, knocking on doors. $10,000 policy here. I thought I was doing something. I thought I was changing the world. Until I found out life insurance is not for dead people. Let's pause. Let's talk about how Disney was getting bankrupt. McDonald's was getting ready to go bankrupt during the Great Depression. But they decided we're going to pull money from our life insurance policies and expand during the worst season in America. You mean to tell me that there's the ability to find destiny when things are getting ready to crash? But they used a vehicle that we had been told was for people that were in a casket. They pulled from their policies, which we call cash value, and they were to expand their companies. So the truth of the matter is, are you running from a life insurance policy because you're not ready to die, or are you running from a life insurance policy because the last person that sat with you was more commission-driven than they were knowledge-based? Let's run the story fast, and let me get you to the investment piece. Because I think sometimes we miss vehicles that work for us because we don't know how to drive them. The only people that don't want to stick shift are people that don't know how to shift it. So we will condemn a vehicle because we don't have the knowledge to shift the gears in it. Some of you said today, oh yeah, I'm not going, oh Lord, okay, I'm kind of picking up stuff. I'm not going to no stock class, my gear. I don't need my mindset change, I'm perfect. Why? Because something in you loves manual and automatic. You don't like the lifestyle of shifting and pivoting. Something in you loves the fact I just want the door to open because I'm in proximity. Don't make me push it or pull it. I want an elevated experience without any actions to apply. See, here's the truth. What life insurance does is it makes you confront that you will expire. So there's something I've got to do right now if I'm going to set up for when I can't do anymore. Watch this. God's an eternal being, not you. Which means there's an end to you. So there's something called what I would like to call the S&P 500 stock market. Now, Warren Buffett, several years ago, did a challenge. He says, I want to invest my money into the S&P 500 stock market. It's hedge funds. He says, we're going to wait a 10-year span and see which one does better. He put up $100,000 on the bet. 10 years later, Warren experienced growth in the S&P 500 stock market. And the hedge funds, they experienced growth, but not as much growth. Did you not know that there are policies in place that embody the ability to invest some of your money into the S&P 500 stock market? Nah, I don't want that. Just give me $10,000. Just put me in the ground. Why is your perception that way? Because your transaction looks like the person that traumatized you. You have to go in your savings account to bury them. Did you not know that trauma governs transaction? Many of you would not scroll at 12 at night, 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, scrolling through Amazon, making emotional purchases. If you had dealt with certain things in your trauma. I'm very vulnerable. My story's all out there. So anything I say today, understand that my story's it's already out there. I did not start making money, and I don't know who this is for because I feel inspired to share it, until I healed from being molested. I'll never forget it. I thought my struggle was my grind. You don't have a grind problem. You could outwork anyone any day. But when there are holes in your soul, what you grind for will leak through you. I wish above all things that you will prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Some of you will never hit gold until you hit the gym because your health has to. A holy soul will leave you with holy pockets. And I'm not talking about H-O-L-Y. I did not recognize that rejection from my daddy had me rejecting knowledge to build my own self. Oh, I'm here. I feel it. And so trauma was. And so I was in a pursuit for something I would never have the power to retain. You don't have a get it problem, you have a retention problem. Every time I talk to my clients and I'm coaching people through financial university, they start breaking down. Why? And I never said nothing about money. I say the word budget, but then I turn around and say, when was the last time you paid yourself? What makes you feel like you're being more than you? Most of my clients are traumatized by the allowance they received every week as a child. Most of my clients are traumatized going through the cafeteria line in elementary school and the cafeteria lady saying, you can't get today because your mama didn't put money on your books. We want to talk about millions. What about the little person in us that did not get snacks 7 days a week that still? There is something called financial social work helps you what traumatized you about money so you will go get it. Isn't it amazing the most brokest people still have no ambition to get money? You're like, bro, you just told me you live in paycheck to paycheck. And here it is, I call you, and it's 12 noon, and you still in the bed. Which then speaks that the problem isn't money. There's a deeper issue that lies within. There's a deeper problem within them that they need to see.
Mic check. Mic check.
Okay. There we go. Hold it in the middle. So, your money is a manifestation of some of the things you have not dealt with. And if you don't deal with it, you can't blame the banker for not loaning you something that they don't see yet in you. You can't blame the credit repairer for not repairing something you haven't repaired in yourself. Your credit is your character. If you got character issues, you'll always have credit issues. And so you've got to dig deeper than your pocketbook. Some of you need to leave this week and talk to your mama you ain't talked to the last 7 years. Some of you need to leave this week and have conversations with your siblings. Y'all been angry at each other ever since Big Mama died. Because generational curses is some of the reasons there's no generational legacy. But what if I told you that most, I'm about to say a word, I hope I don't scare nobody, generational demons leak through generational debt? I got Bible. The creditors came for this woman's sons. I'm talking about life insurance. The creditors came for this woman's sons after her husband died, who was a prophet. I don't have time to talk about that part, because how you serving God and not serving your family. The creditors came for him, and he dies, and they're like, we're coming to get your sons. Now, there's two dynamics to here. You have sons and you have children. Son speaks to the mature version of a child when you're reading text. They say, we're going to take your sons and we're going to turn them into slaves because their daddy did not pay their debt. May I suggest to you that America is filled with slaves without shackles. Because somebody's debt is lingering. I can't pay to go to school because I'm paying for the debt of your schooling and you ain't here. So is the problem really my debt? I am in bondage to another man's decision. Your Discover card is keeping me from getting a Capital One card. There are people right now living outside of their destiny and having to take on the destiny of someone else simply because they left their debt and their debt became your capital. All right, I got to go. All right. And so if you're not careful, you will keep recreating generational debt. Now, may I suggest to you really religious people that say, you know, God redeemed us from it all. You're right. He redeemed you, but there's still some stuff you've got to think your way out of. Ask the prodigal son. He was redeemed, but he still had to think. You know, when I talk about life insurance, the best parable to use is the fact that you never wake up without getting yourself together and leaving the house with clothes on. Now, here is what I would like to suggest to you. This man named Adam that I talked about earlier had always been naked. Now, I've been talking about this on my 90% tour. He was always impoverished. Adam was always impoverished. He was always impoverished. But with the image of the one whom he was associated with, he was wealthy. How do I know that? Because the moment he made a mistake and everything messed up, he all of a sudden says, I'm a broke man. I ain't never seen myself this broke. May I suggest to you that association can sometimes awaken you to the reality of what existed beyond what was already covered for you? Life insurance is like an umbrella. You know, during the time when COVID came and y'all was panicking and stuff, you know, a lot of my clients were a phone call away, but they were not calling the bank. They were borrowing from something they had already been investing into. Because you do know that the bank has life insurance. So if they got it and the bank don't die. There's no, we finna bury Regions this week. Why is a bank buying something that man has told you is for dead people? May I suggest to you that they changed it from death insurance to life insurance because you're no longer meant to die to use it. You know anybody know anybody that had a terminal illness, chronic illness? Do you not know there's riders on your policy? That many of you should have already got 70 to 80% of your money the moment the doctor diagnosed you? Because here's the thing. Why do you wait to use something to die when you've been given an expiration date? We'd rather you enjoy your way to the expiration than to expire without enjoyment. But here's what you've got to know. Because people ask me, well, do I get term life? Do I get whole life? You know, Rashawn, I don't know. I tell people, I don't preach a preference. I minister to a need. Your household may need term. But I can't condemn term over here because Suzanne's house need whole. You've got to know your need. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of commission-based agents, which means it's more about their profitability than your longevity. Did you know there's a policy out there that's going to turn on for me when I turn 60 and I'm going to get a check from it every month like I'm retired? These things are set up for your success. But here's the thing. If you keep trying to hear about your future from a past ear, it'll always sound wrong. If you got senior citizens in your life, you should check their policies. Here's why. Because when they bought them back then, it's not what it means right now. I've met so many people, the companies they got policies from. Grandma talking about, babe, I got a policy. Baby, that company don't even exist, Granny. Who are you paying? So it's important. You could leave this world today, and tomorrow your children could wake up millionaires. They could wake up in an indifferent life. It's sad to hear people die, but on my end of the spectrum, it's beautiful to know I'm taking their family something that's going to change them forever. Because we can't cry about money and them. I tell people, we don't go fund me, we fund before we go. It's fish plates or the future. We ain't finna all be walking around with t-shirts with Bookie face on it and ain't nobody got no money to pay for it. You got to be really considerate and understand that life insurance is an investment into the now, not the later. And I think I heard Jessica talk about, she was talking about the tiers of different type of investors. There are a lot of novice insurance agents. They got their license yesterday, and they running a firm tomorrow. And they coming to you Thursday. And if you are vulnerable, you'll get something to help them, but it's not helping you. So you got to take that into consideration. So the greatest investment is an investment in you. So if you are the greatest investment, you should be covered. You should be covered. Adam was covered because he was the greatest investment that was in the earth. Even when he fell, he was covered. So at any point you're wondering what should be covered, make sure that you are covered. Whether it's term life, which means to terminate, whole life, which means permanent, IUL, which is an index universal life, which means diversity. You have the options on what's necessary. And I'll give you this, and I'm done. Term is for things that will terminate. So you may need a term policy if you got a mortgage, and God forbid you pass away, you want that mortgage covered. You can do a decreasing term because as you pay that mortgage, it's going to go down. Maybe you want a term policy because your children are young, and by the time they get 18, you want to make sure if you were to die in between that time that they'll have some coverage to go to college. Permanent policy is what you're going to utilize for your death. You're going to utilize for those final expenses. And you're going to have some cash value in there. When was the last time somebody checked their cash value? This month? Last month? I heard somebody say earlier about checking your financial portals. You got to make sure that life insurance is one of them. All right? And your IULs, that's a new thing going around, Index Universal Life. Some know, some don't know. Well, part of your premium goes to the cash value of the policy and to the S&P 500 stock market. A part of your premium goes to the death benefit. You can borrow from it. And so when the market goes up, guess what happens? Your money gonna go up. But if the market, she was still teaching y'all, if the market crash, there's a floor in your policy to where you will hit the ground, but you would never go beyond. So it'll go to zero, you ain't gonna get nothing, but you'll never take any negatives, which then would mean that's a safe risk for many of you. All right, it's time to go, y'all. I'm out of here.
All right. Y'all come on, clap your hands. Because I got a sneaky suspicion that if I hadn't said, psst, we got to go, that we would have been going on for a couple of more minutes. This man is so full of knowledge. And that's the reason why we've invited him here to the Legacy Conference, because we know that he has something to sow in your life that can help you grow. So please clap your hands again for the extremely knowledgeable Mr. Rashawn Faust. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a treat coming up for you here in just a few moments, and I am so proud to report that I caught the time up. Somebody say glory. Hey, I don't know how I managed to do it, but we ate that hour up, and we are going to be dismissing you real close to on time today. But I'm glad you stayed around, because our keynote speaker is going to bless you. Before we go, I just want to talk to you about another one of our sponsors whom I didn't get a chance to introduce. It is Heaven's Expressions. Heaven's Expression has a table right over here on the side, and they do all types of prophetic artwork that is really designed to really help you understand just how great God is. She had a shirt over there on the table that said, covered by the blood of Jesus. It's in my bag, because I am. And so I want you to make sure that you stop over there at the table. And also, if you would like to order one of the custom t-shirts that are designed for this organization, this table right here behind me is where you can go and pre-order those shirts. She custom designed them herself specifically for, you want to come and model, Mr. Payne? Specifically for the Legacy, the Rise Up Wealth Summit. They are absolutely beautiful. Ingrid, please raise your hand so that the people will know who you are. I won the air fryer. We are all invited for chicken nuggets after the show. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, absolute pleasure to present to some and introduce to others our keynote speaker tonight. This afternoon. Her name is Sharice Lenore Riley. She is a business strategist with over 24 years of expertise in real estate and the mortgage lending industry. She has acquired her professional licensure and training while also attaining certifications as a credit and financial advisor. However, it is her newfound role as a certified life and business strategist that has enabled her to truly comprehend her clients' needs and cater to them in a holistic manner. Sharice firmly believes that the financial prosperity and professional success are interconnected to the mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Rather, she is making a difference in her community, hosting radio programs, delivering impactful speeches to youth groups or women's organizations. Sharice's ultimate goal is to guide you towards embracing your authentic self and manifesting the purposeful legacy that you were destined for. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this stage for the second year in a row, Miss Sharice Lenore Riley.
Can y'all stand to your feet? Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rise up 24. I need y'all to get to y'all feet because we need to shift the energy in this room just a little bit. My brother stole my thunder just a little bit with his opening. But what God gave me is repeat after me. Beloved, I pray that in every way you may succeed and prosper and be in good health physically, just as I know your soul prospers spiritually. Now I want you to turn to a couple of people. I know they've been taking y'all to church all day long, so I'm gonna help y'all a little bit. And I want you to go tell somebody that the best is yet to come. I need you to say it till you believe it. The best is yet to come. Keep on moving. The best is yet to come. What you waiting on? Y'all got y'all mind shifted today? You got information on how to build credit for your business, for your personal life. You learned how to trade. You learned how to get to the money. The best is yet to come for each and every one of your life. I'll go ahead and start moving. I need just move and shake it off now. What you doing? Come on. Brother, don't give up. Y'all need to be moving. Sister, just still come. Okay. It's a blessing. Y'all have a message yet to come. God gonna feel and blow your mind. He's gonna make it work this time. Y'all need to be clapping y'all hands and get a little bit more excited. Because you don't even understand why God got you in this room. Say it again. What is it? It's yet to come. To come. Everybody say, the best. Who's the best? The best is yet to come. All right, Alex. They get a little too crunk, Alex. Hey, y'all, hey. Hey, y'all, hey. Hey, y'all, hey. Listen, it is a pleasure to be before you all, but let me make just one little correction because I never want to slight anybody in this room. Everybody that came before you was a keynote in their field. Everybody is a subject matter expert. They are a SME. They are the best of the best in this industry. There are no big I's and little U's, and there's no I in team. So I just want to make sure I appreciate the honor. I know what God is saying and doing, which is hard for me to accept. But for this event, everybody is a keynote that was on this panel. So let's give a round of applause to everyone that has come before us. So I don't have to give a whole lot about myself. She gave you a little introduction as to who I am and what I do, or according to what people have said, what I've done, the atmospheres I've walked in. But how many of you all know that you are more than what your resume say? You are more than what your credit reports say. You are more than what your bank accounts say. But it's up to you to make that impact and make that difference. And so it took me a long time to get to the place that I'm at now. And you may say, Sharice, well, what place is that? That place is walking in my God vision and my God purpose. How many, by the raising your hand, can honestly say you're walking in your God vision and your God purpose? Okay? How many, by the raise of your hand, know what your God vision is, but you have not walked in it yet? Raise your hand. This is a safe space. How many don't know what their God vision or their God purpose is, so they don't even know what they need to be walking in? Raise your hand. Cassie, you need to raise your hand. Amen. And so I'm going to help you out here today with a few things, because today, this Wealth Summit, when you talk about building generational wealth, there has to be a foundation laid. And I believe my co-keynotes have done an amazing job. Dr. Mark Coley, Dr. Mark Coley. So Mark Coley set the tone with mindset. Because it doesn't matter if you understand who you are, what you were created to do, or you operating in it. If this mind ain't right, you finna fumble not only a bag, but you finna fumble your business, your legacy, your family, and generations to come. So he got us straight when it comes to that. So I hope you all paid attention and you got that QR code or that website so you can jump on those calls. Because you can't get something one time and make it stick. Because, baby, if I can go to church just once in my life and then be saved for the rest of my life and don't need to be redipped, I don't know about y'all, I got to be redipped daily sometime. I ain't lying, pastor and all, but I got to be redipped daily. Like, Lord, help me. So after we got our mindset right, what do we get next? Because you cannot walk in your God purpose in business or marketplace if your credit jacked. So we had Brianna come to help you not just with your personal credit, but with your business credit, not just to say, oh, I got this score, but I can go to the bank and I can write a check for whatever I need to build the wealth. Oh, Dr. Jessica came and talked about money, but now how am I going to make this money in order to do what Brianna just gave you a strategy? And Mark just gave you the mindset. So when you take those two things together, when you show up in Tennessee on June 13th and 14th for a free class that won't be offered again, how do I know? I was her publicist for 2 years. It ain't never happened before. Ever in the history of ever. Okay? Ever. Now you have access to get to those funds to make that happen. Then after that, here you got the prophet himself, Rashawn. Y'all didn't even get the fullness of this gift, this grace gift that truly I call an angel in flesh that God put in this earth realm. I promise you all, he can tell you about the weather and prophesy your whole life in 5 minutes about the weather. They gave us key strategies because if you're like me, most people, we weren't taught the benefits of life insurance or how to be able to use it while we're yet living, or the importance. How many of us have seen on social media the GoFundMe or the chicken dinner sales, or, oh, I'm doing this and doing that to be able to bury this person, or I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, when there are policies that we're not utilizing? Do you think people are going to give you that information Knowledge is power, and it's about what you know. And so with this, I'm going to go past all of that because we already talked about who I am. I want to tell you a little bit about my mission. My mission is to connect your God vision in the marketplace and ministry in order to activate and elevate your God purpose and your legacy. When we talk about marketplace and ministry, we think ministry is church. How many know ministry is in church? So when I talk about helping you to connect your God vision to the marketplace and ministry, marketplace for me is entrepreneurship 101. That ministry is whatever that passion that you have, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's opening up a food bank, whether it's opening up a community center, whatever it is that you've been called to do to give back in your community. That is ministry. But even in entrepreneurship, I want to say, my brother right here said it best on the panel. You have to become the solutionist. If you're going to create wealth, and you're going to create generational wealth building, if you're going to leave a legacy, you have to become a solutionist. Now, we talked a little bit, I can't remember who I was talking to. I think she might be gone. But we talked about that legacy. Your legacy you create, I think I knocked myself out. Hold on, child. When you get all this extra hair in your head that don't belong to you, but it belongs to you because you paid for it and you bought it, you got to learn how to operate through it with the technical difficulty. So when it comes to, I may have to just take the hand with this thing. Bear with me, y'all. I was trying to be cute and hands-free. Child. Listen. Here, take all this. Take it out my hair. And look at where my women at. Ain't not one woman got up to help me. What's going on? Thank you, Lord. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Well, we talked about legacy. Legacy is what you created to be. That's good or bad. So if you are not making the necessary changes, if you get wealth, or you build a business, or you start a ministry, how you operate and conduct that thing is going to determine the legacy that you leave. I believe one of the panelists said it, and I think she might be gone, but she's the speaker. She talked about it doesn't matter if you know how to do something. She was left a home, but what she wasn't left was the education on what she needed to do to operate that home. So you can learn how to obtain wealth all day long. You can learn how to operate in money. You can learn how to build lucrative billion-dollar companies and corporations. But if you are not taking the information that you've learned and you are gatekeeping that information and you're not passing it down to other generations, then guess what? That next generation, they're going to learn about money, but they're going to learn all of the wrong things in money. They're going to squander it. We look at our generational now, and I'll probably be telling my age, but I don't care. I think I look good for 50 years old. But at 50, I think about the young people right now are my friends' kids. And I think about their thoughts when it comes to money and wealth, and how they spend it and how they blow it. And it all has to do with, did we do our job? Did my generation do their due diligence to truly teach financial education, literacy, credit, and all of those things? Or did we take what we did not have from our parents, make some money, come up, have a little coins, look cute, live the lifestyle without the education behind it on how to keep that lifestyle growing? And so now we have children that are now adults raising kids who have a spoiled, entitled mentality. They're taking this money, and money to them is buying a section at the club. Showing that I got money means I'm flying out here and there. Showing that I got wealth is being social media rich. But every one of those social media influences, God forbid if they leave here today, what happens to their legacy behind the screen? Some of the people we've idolized have become individuals. You got more money in your bank account than they got in their whole life because they live an image. And so my job is to help you change that. So Deuteronomy 8:18, God has given us all the power to obtain wealth. What's that power? Education, knowledge. He's giving you the power. How many in here got a brain in their head? Only a few of y'all. Okay. I'm asking that question again. How many people in the room got a brain? How many people have daily thoughts? How many people have ideas? How many people in here have an imagination? Mark said that earlier. And how many of you all, when you think about when you were younger and you envisioned your life, how many by the raising of hand can actually say the life you're living right now is the life you dreamed of? One person, two people, three people, four people. Let me say this again. Stand to your feet if the life you're living right now is the life you've always dreamed of. Okay. So I want y'all to take a quick, stand. I want y'all to look around the room. And you look at the percentage of those that's actually living the life that they dreamed of. Let me ask you a question. Was it easy?
No.
Did it happen overnight?
No.
Dr. Jessica, give me one word that it took for you to live this life.
Discipline.
One word.
Imagination.
One word.
Persistence.
One word.
Faith.
One word.
Mental fortitude.
One word.
Trust.
One word.
Jesus. Jesus.
All right. Mr. Wayne, give me one word.
Already said discipline.
Discipline. I hope that you wrote some of those things down, because if you did not stand, that means you are not living the life that you dreamed of. Now, let me ask you this. If you did not stand, are you not living a life you dreamed of because the life you dreamed of was something crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I thought I can grow up and really be Superman or Wonder Woman. Oh, I thought I can, you know what I'm saying? Or is it that you're not living the life that you dreamed of because you don't know how to get there? You're not living a life you dream of because as much as we say we have faith, you really don't believe God can do that for you. I don't believe that. I know God took Dr. Jessica off her job in a year, and I know she made $100,000 or $80,000 in a day, but that's the luck of the draw. He did that for her. He can't do that for me. I don't believe that Tyson, who used to work for Lyft and all of that, who was driving somebody else's vehicle, somebody else's company, because he decided to take that and use it as a learning mechanism and start his own transportation company, which is one of the 5-star stellar companies I've ever had the pleasure of riding with. Though he got that success, that can't happen for little old me. This man said he got 17 years of experience. This man now making decisions that lawmakers can't even make. I'm an ex-convict, but that can't happen for me because I ain't got swag like him. I can't talk like him. I don't look like him. I don't have the confidence like him, so I can't do that. The number one reason why we are not where we're supposed to be is because we don't believe it. You have to become the first partaker. What is this power? It's the physical, mental, and emotional capacity to receive ideas and execute them to make money and or change the world. It is the physical. Physical means what? You got to do some work. If God tell you a multimillionaire, you're not going to wake up and find $1 million underneath your bed. And if that's the case, I'm going to look as soon as I leave here. It is going to require work. It means I have to do something. It means that I have to push past my emotions, because guess what? If someone called me and said, girl, I need you to do this and I need you to do that, because we believe in that person, I'll go harder for Dr. Jessica than I go for myself. I go harder for her. Why? Because I can see with my natural eyes the benefits. I can see the fortitude. I can see the money. I can see the wealth. And I feel like if I could keep seeing hers, I can eventually merge into mine. When the reality of it is, you'll never merge into yours until you're able to see the wealth on yourself. I think that's something else Mark said. You got to see it. You got to change your perspective in order to change your life. We hear that all the time. But how many of us are actually living it? God vision plus God purpose equals generational wealth and legacy. So what is God vision and God purpose? Operating in God vision involves aligning one's thoughts, actions, and intentions with God's will and purpose. It allows individuals to see beyond the surface level and recognize the inherent value and interconnectedness of all beings. What does that mean? That means, God, if you knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb, if you called me, if you knew I was going to exist, everything in my life, the good that you said that I was going to be, you've already put it inside of me to become. The only person that can stop me from becoming is me. I can buy a ticket to come to this event, but I still got to take a bath, get dressed, put on clothes, get on a plane, get in a car, drive to the building and sit here. But I can sit in this building and listen to all of this wealth that was poured out, instruction, insight, strategy, and I can walk out of here and still be broke like I am today next year at the next conference, sitting here, taking information, but not putting in the work for necessary change. A God-given purpose in entrepreneurship and ministry means using your unique gifts. How many have gifts? Everybody should be raising their hand. Because if you are a creation, you have a gift. That means you have purpose. Using your talents, how many have a talent? I don't care if your talent is playing tetherball or playing double dutch. That's something I can play tetherball, but I can't double dutch. That means you got a talent, right? And your passions to fulfilling the calling and mission that God has placed on your life, aligning your goals, decisions, and actions, aligning your goals, decisions, and actions, aligning your goals, decisions. So how many know that not making a decision is making a decision? When you walk out this door and you don't act on what God gave you, how many know that's a decision? When you do not operate in your gift, that's a decision. When you do not take the steps to fix your credit, though you've been given the information that anybody else would have charged you, that's a decision. Though you don't legalize your business and you still operate as a sole proprietorship and got to pay all those taxes and not become an LLC or S Corp or C Corp, that's a decision. To not get life insurance knowing that the one guaranteed date that everybody in this room have, the only thing that's guaranteed is that we're going to leave here. A woman pregnant right now does not guarantee she's going to birth a child. Ask me how I know. You can carry a child for months, go into the labor room, push out a child, and watch that child live for 2 hours. Not guaranteed to be here. But if you're sitting here, you got a guaranteed date of departure. Why you ain't prepared? You got a car, but you get car insurance. And you got a life which is more valuable than a car and you ain't got life insurance? That's crazy. Aligning your goals, your decisions, and actions. What are you going to do? What are you going to do next? How many in here got a business idea but haven't started a business? Raise your hand. Okay. How many have an idea for ministry or a nonprofit but haven't started it? Okay. How many have a business but it ain't legal? And when I say not legal, meaning you've not done all of the necessary steps to be truly considered an entrepreneur. You got a website, you got business cards, you got Facebook and social media. You might even be registered with Sunbiz. But have you filed those quarterly taxes? Do you have business credit? Who are you collaborating with? How are you growing your business? What's your 5-year plan? How have you scaled your business? So God-given purpose in entrepreneurship and ministry means using your unique gifts, talents, and passions to fulfill the calling and mission that God has placed on your life, aligning your goals, decisions, actions with God, will, and purpose, and seeking to make a difference in the world through your work. And you're probably saying, now, why is she talking to us about God in a business conference? How many got that thought? It's okay to ask me that. How many wondering, why am I asking that? Somebody asking, but you don't want to raise your hand, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Because I did it, I tried it, and I failed miserably. Because I said, God, my call on my life is separate than business. And so I'll work in a business or I'll work in corporate America, and then on Sundays and Wednesdays, I'll be pastor, I'll be prophet, I'll be evangelist. I'll be all of the offices you ordained me in on those days. But when I'm in the office, when I'm talking to a client, it's business. And God said to me, how dare you take me out of the very gift that I gave you? Because I am the business. That's like building a house with no foundation. Because I'm the foundation. I am the one that gave you power to get wealth. I told you money does what? It answers all things, not some things. Money answers what? Money answers what? Money answers what? So if you're called to be a solutionist and money answers all things, if God called you to be a multimillionaire, what does that mean? Money got to answer it. That means you got $1 million solution you're supposed to solve. God ain't called you to be a millionaire for you to have 10 houses, 5 cars, 6 jets. That's great. But how many houses can you live in at a time? And I ain't knocking those because I want 6 houses, 5 cars in different islands in different countries. But I understand the primary purpose of that wealth. It is to answer some questions. So I want to see change in my community. God has given me that money so I can be a part of that change. Can you imagine everyone in this room becoming a multimillionaire? Each person getting $10 million today. By the time you walk out this room and check your bank account says 10 million. That's right. I would claim it too if I was you in that background. What would you do with that 10 million? She say, look at it. That 10 million, that means God has entrusted a problem in you that you are the answer. Say, I'm the answer. Say it again, I'm the answer. Say it till you believe it. I am the answer. Now say your name, Sharice, girl, you know you the answer. You know you're the answer. So if you are the answer, then God can trust you with it. So what is marketplace ministry? We just talked about it. Marketplace ministry is doing that God thing that God gave. If it's an entrepreneurship, Dr. Jessica is operating in marketplace and ministry. And I know I use her a lot, but a lot of it has to do with the relationship. I worked with her for years, but she is a prime example. She teaches on finance. God is the core and the foundation. She watched God perform miracles in and through her life. And God is able to use her to put the finances in other people's hands. She's teaching her trade and her talent, her gift, her skill that God lent her to others. She ain't gatekeeping the information. She ain't coveting the information. She ain't saying, oh, this information that she gave today, the information she gives on her cohorts, she could easily say, oh, no, I'm not coming. I need $15,000 to come and teach this because I know for a fact they can become a multimillionaire in a year if they commit to it. Ministry is now helping break the wealth, the poverty mindset off of you and get you to a place of wealth. So I want to just give you 10 key fundamentals. And I want you to write down just the basics of it, because even if you have a business, I'm going to tell you what God has been telling me. Look at the vision again and rewrite it. Look at the vision again and rewrite it. Definitely spin the block. This is the type of block you should spend again. Now, some of them blocks don't try to go re-spin the block. Don't say this, young lady. What's your name? Shayla. Don't say, well, Shayla, the Lord told me to go spin that block. She ain't talking about calling that ex-boo. Okay? Not that block. But we do need to spin the block on our vision. If you are in business, there's no reason why you should not be revamping your business every 2 to 5 years. Because if God ain't talking to you daily in your business, if God ain't talking to you in the future about your business, something wrong. You need to be saying, okay, God, is this my business or is this yours? Because if it's mine, then no, God ain't talking to me that often. But when it's God, God is telling you now what he wants you to do 5 years down the line. Did y'all hear Glenn Payne, the CEO, said, well, I was sitting in the conference last year. In the conference, God said, Rise Up 2024. God already spoke to his future. So the first thing is vision and mission. Vision and mission. Clearly defining the vision and mission of your business or ministry. How many can say they have a clear definition of what that looks like? I'm not talking about having a business name. What's the vision? Who do you serve? Who are these people? Where are they found at? And what is the overall purpose that your life, your business, your ministry was created for? What impact are you leaving in this world? What is your legacy? When you leave here today, what are they going to say? When Mark Coley leaves, I know one thing I can say about him after one encounter. My God, the man of God, let me tell you something. The mind on this man, the discipline on this man, the brilliancy of character, the mental fortitude. God, I can't imagine the things he had to go through to get to this point. You think we teach on discipline because we woke up one day and had it? God had to break us into that. Okay? The second thing is planning and strategy. We wake up and say, I'm starting a business or a ministry today. I ain't got no plan. I ain't got no strategy. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm starting it. I'm just finna do it. Tyson got a car service. I got a nice truck. I'm finna go put that truck on the world and make it do what it do. Okay, I'm gonna take what Dr. Jessica said, and I'm gonna start teaching people how to do this. I'm gonna take her information. I'm gonna act like I'm an expert in the field. I'm gonna go and take some of the testimonials off of her website, and I'm gonna then market to people and say, I can teach you how to do this. I'm gonna charge you $1,500, $2,500. I'm gonna put these videos that I done stole from her online. I'm gonna make some money, and when you ain't getting no results, baby, I'm gonna be somewhere gone with that money. That's not a business and a strategy. That's what Brianna called earlier a scammer. No, Mark. I think it was Mark talked about the scammers. So I'm not talking about having a business that you know is a scam and a sham. I'm talking about a business or a ministry that God has given you that has clear vision and mission, that has a strategy, that has a plan. If I asked you right now, where's your business in the next 5 years, you should be able to tell me without thinking about it. I shouldn't have to call your administrative assistant to find out what your 7-year goal is. You should know it. Leadership and team building. I told y'all before, there's no I in teams. One of the reasons why we are not really being successful in business and in ministry because we're trying to do it by ourselves. We're not surrounding ourselves with people more smarter than us. Because most of us has faked the funk and lied about who we are. We've lied about our degrees. We've lied about our education. We've lied about our know-how. And so now I can't go and partner with a Mark or with a Rashawn or with a Genevieve or with a LaWanda or with a Jessica, because the moment she sit down and have a 5-minute conversation, she gonna already know, oh yeah, baby, this ain't what that is. So then we demonize everybody that's in that same field because I don't want you to go over there talking to Desiree about my stint on radio because Desiree ain't never heard of me. And then Desiree like, who? What? When? Where? Because I done made myself to be something to the people that I'm not. So I can't build a team. Because the team, for me to be successful, requires me to have people that are greater than I am. I know how to brand, but I ain't no brander, so guess what? I'm calling Delasia. I know about money, but that ain't my forte. I done already pre-scheduled an appointment with Rashawn. Dude, I just came into some money. Listen, I need to sit down with you. I need to know where to put it. I need to know what to do. I need to know how to invest it. I need to know X, Y, Z, because I don't want to be broke a year from now. You need a team. Marketing and communication, we just talked about it, baby. Your marketing and your communication got to go beyond Facebook. It has to go beyond Instagram and TikTok. And I'm not shading none of that because it's power in those numbers. I can honestly say my most successful time in business was before social media. I would find networking events in my community. I would be at them, baby, like it wasn't nothing. Like you would have thought I was getting ready to go to the club every week. I was passing out business cards. I was talking, and I am an introvert by nature until I have to be put on the spot. Now, after today, I'm going to go home. Don't call me for 30 days. Call me Friday and wish me a happy birthday. But after that, don't call me for 30 days because I have to regroup from all of this interaction. But I would go to these events. I would talk myself through it. Okay, you know you need to go there because you're trying to do this and you're doing this event and you're doing that. You need to go meet the people. The people need to know who you are. And I would show up as my authentic self. Hey, I'm Sharice. I just moved here to Dallas. I moved here for work. Corporate America, Bank of America relocated me out here from Virginia. Don't really know people, but God has told me to put on this brunch for women, and I'm doing it, and this is what it's going to be talking about. And I got these people that's going to be in the room. I want to give you some information and like for you to see if it's something that you're interested in. I did that for a whole year. My very first event that I did in Dallas, Texas. Nobody knew me. Now, Dallas is a gatekeeping city, y'all. Love it, but Dallas is a gatekeeping city. If you ain't, they don't know you. Or you don't know somebody who knows somebody, ain't nobody showing up for nothing unless the favor of God is on your life. The day of the event, I sold 2 tickets that morning. That was it. That's all I had sold the morning of the event. I got up. Holy Spirit said, is this your vision or my vision? I said, God, is yours. He said, so I want you to go in there. I want you to get dressed. He says, I want you to go and I want you to minister to those 2 people like they 10,000. I said, yes, sir. I had my makeup artist meet me there. I had a whole makeup artist meet my face. I had a stylist there getting me dressed. I had a caterer who catered the whole event, who God told them to bless me with it in the food. I had speakers, had no clue how they was going to get paid. I had all of this stuff. And by 10 a.m., the event started at 11. By 10 a.m., not only was the event sold out, it was an overflow. They had to bring out 2 more tables that fit 10 people, and I had over 125 people at my event an hour before the start of the event because I reminded God I'm walking in my God purpose, not my purpose. Sometimes God will take you through a season to see how bad do you want it and how much would you trust me. Because how many people that at 9 a.m. with 2 sales, how many people would have canceled? Be honest. Raise your hand. How many people would have canceled the event? Very few would have still showed up. And the ones who would have showed up were the ones who truly know God and know his voice. But that had to teach me something that day, which is very valuable in business. They had to teach me, number one, don't ever try to do nothing in your own strength. Number two, it taught me the importance of relationship with the Father. Number three, it humbled me really quick in a sense to say that even if two people would have only showed up, if God would have let two people in that room, God knew my heart posture. Baby, them two people would have got the business. They would have thought they was in a stadium with Beyonce. That's how fly that event would have been. God could trust me. That's how I promoted my business. So you got to find a way to promote your business or your ministry beyond the norm. Use social media as a secondary basis. Get back to the place of face-to-face interactions. Because everybody just about on social media are scammers and frauds. And it's hard when you don't have relationship yourself. It's hard to truly identify the real from the counterfeit. Because the counterfeit, baby, is so cold-blooded with it. You don't even know it's a counterfeit till you 10 grand in. You know what I'm saying? Customer member focus. This is a big key. Y'all, black and brown people in the room, stop starting businesses and being crappy in business. Somebody in this room, that's a solution right there. Somebody in this room works for a company in customer service, and you are the king or queen of customer service. You know how to talk to people. You know how to treat people. You know how to value them. Why are you not creating courses teaching small businesses the art of customer service in their business? We all need it. Even if you're a one-man show, it takes 2 seconds to respond to an email. It takes 2 seconds to say, hey, I know I'm supposed to get you this information today, the systems or whatever the situation is, but we duck and dodge people and then get mad when they call us out. Then I want to talk about, because now I know you, I did business with you, you my friend, but now you bashing my business. Everything that I knew about you personally, now I'm finna tell the whole world because I'm mad. And I think I'm making your business look bad, when in reality, I ain't finna do business with Mark Child. Hold on, that supposed to be his friend? And he in business? I ain't finna do business with him, because that's how you get down. Customer service and member focus is key. You need to understand the needs that you provide to the people that you say you're called to. What do they need? Someone, Dr. Jessica, that is really trying to build generational wealth and really want to fall in love with trading, you know what that person needs. You know what that student needs. So your personality, your perspective, your Club Millionaire boot camp, your Club Millionaire school gives it what it needs. And guess what she did? She said, well, I'm only one person. Alphesia, come coach. So-and-so, come coach. You come coach. She didn't just choose them because she knew them or relationship. She chose them, one, because she said something. I don't know if y'all caught it. When I can't teach, this is who I get to do it. Who do you have in your life? When you can't show up, you can put them up and nobody would know that you ain't in the room. Continuous learning and improvement. You got to always grow. Stop being a know-it-all. You don't know everything. At 50 years old, I'm just learning. Because things how it was 10 years ago ain't how it is now. So in order to evolve, I have to constantly learn and grow. You got to always grow in your craft and your skill and what you're learning. If you're called to the community to start a nonprofit organization, how the youth was 15 years ago, how the youth was 17 years ago, when you were out doing your thing, when you get out 17 years later, they done elevated it. So now you have to educate yourself on how to help that generation. Ethical legal compliance. Y'all stop doing bad business, but ethical and legal also means making sure that you are operating in your own SOP, standard operating procedures. However your business or ministry is supposed to flow, don't violate your own thing because you're being lazy. And also getting legal representation, that also means making sure you have a CPA. That's also making sure that you're doing your taxes. That's also making sure that you're doing your non-disclosure agreements, that you're doing your confidentiality agreements. That's also making sure that you have contracts for the things that you're doing. That's also meaning that you have a return policy. That's also meaning that you have a refund policy. You have those things in place and you're not flying by the seat of your drum. The last two things are the most important. I've been saying it for years, but it's even more relevant today. This is not just the year, it is the decade and the time for godly collaboration. This is the time for godly collaboration. What does that mean? When the Bible says when two or three come together, there he is in the midst. Collaboration is key because I have something. What's your name? Deidre. So if I have a vision and Deidre has that same vision, there's a people that Deidre can reach that Sharice can never reach. But there's a skill set that Deidre have that I don't have. When we then bring, what's your name? Derek. We then bring Derek into the equation, that's a whole nother component. Do you know what you can grow your vision into when it's bigger than just you? Because I don't know about y'all, the vision that God gave me, there's no way me, myself, and I can ever amass it. There's no way that I'll be able to fully accomplish, fully embrace, fully walk in everything he called me to do. Why? Because I can only be in one place at one time. When I leave to go to Spain next month, when I'm in Spain, business don't stop. So now I have to call someone I'm collaborating with to say, hey, can you handle this in Texas? Hey, can you handle this in Virginia? Hey, can you handle this up in Chicago? Hey, can you take care of this up in New York? Collaboration is key because collaboration keeps us relevant, and partnerships. If I do what I do, why wouldn't I send somebody to Mark to get mentorship, to get business strategies when I know his field of expertise? You know why I wouldn't? Most people wouldn't because, I don't want to send them to him because then he going to be getting all the money and I ain't going to have nothing. I don't want nobody to know about him because if I tell them about Mark Coley and I send them to his website, then they going to be signing up with him and there ain't going to be nothing left for me. When the reality, when you send them to Mark, you now become a person they know, they trust, they like. They understand you ain't gatekeeping. They understand that the people that you now hang around are people that can take them to the next level, that you're not hiding that information. So now I'm going to come back to you. Who else do you got? Oh, you can help me get some money with trading? Oh, you got Dr. J? Okay, hold on. You got another mentorship program that help me get government contracts? I got you. You can help me get some extra money? I got you. You know what, Sharice? I got 5 clients for you that need your help. But you're too scared to partner because you think something's going to be taken from you. But when you don't partner, you limit the exposure. Because when I call Mark and say, hey, Mark, I got this person, what do you think Mark going to do? Oh, sis, thank you. Hold on. I'm having this event. Let me bring you on my platform. Hey, let me shout you out to my group of people. Hey, let me send an email blast and say, hey, we're in collaboration. We're in partnership with the Riley Effect. We're in partnership with the Workroom Solution. We're in partnership with RLTV Network. And the last thing, prayer and spiritual guidance. Prayer and spiritual guidance. If you don't get anything else I said today, without prayer, and we get into the habit in this place of saying God or whichever God you serve. I can't say that because I got rebuked for that. And I don't mean no disrespect to no other beliefs, but I got to stick true to what God told me. Not only do I need prayer, but I got to go to him for guidance daily. I have to acknowledge him in all my ways so he can direct my path. I got to seek him first in his righteousness. I have to be okay when God changes up things. Because sometimes we think this, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to close. We think change means that, oh, well, God, maybe I didn't hear you the first time. In November, I went through a season I was in. Let me just say this. Remember that these fundamentals can apply to both business and ministry. With some variations based on a specific context, it is important to adapt these principles to your unique circumstances and seek God's guidance throughout the process. In November, I went through a season where God got really quiet. I was in Chicago in 2023, and Chicago was horrific. My cousin Cassie is in the room, and she can tell you firsthand. There was a conversation that was had because I was doing my job. And some people who had self-identified themselves as actual witches and a part of different covens went out to dinner and had a conversation on ending my life. Am I telling you the truth, cousin? Recorded because I was doing my job. They was looking for ways to make it look like an accident. The whole time I was in Chicago, what was supposed to be me helping out in the immigration project, me giving back, God had another plan. And God had to show me how much I had veered off from my purpose. Because, see, when I went to Chicago, it was a great opportunity. I had fell into some hard times financially, and I said, well, okay, God, they're calling me for this. This is going to be a good come up. I'll make about $7,000, $8,000 a month, and I can take care of what I need to take care of. This is going to be good. So why would God say no, right? So I prayed, but what I didn't do was wait for God's response because it made sense. And so I took it. And when I took it, yes, there were some blessings that took place. But if I did not know what I knew, and if I did not have people praying for me, I would not have made it out of that place alive. The encounters that I had, am I lying, being locked in a facility with gun violence going on, with active shooters outside, with gangs running up in there. Almost every other day, I had one of the worst facilities until my cousin got engaged. Then we were equal. But every day, my life was on the line. Every day, we had to fight for our lives. Every day, it was a decision. And God said, well, if you was in my purpose and not your own, this wouldn't be your story. What do I mean by that? See, I was a runner and a track star for years. I didn't mind doing ministry. I didn't mind doing business, but I wanted to do it my way. So I found places to hide. I found ministries to go hide in. I found businesses to go and back and push them. Anything to keep me down here and out of the limelight. Because what it was going to require from me was more than what I thought I had the ability to give. Because God, who am I? You know my past. You know what I've been through. I can't do this. How is this going to happen for little old me from Carver Ranches, Florida? How is this who's gonna listen to me? God, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this support, I don't look like this on social media. So God, I'm okay helping other people build their dream. It took a mindset shift and a rude awakening. And God said to me, I promise you guys, before everything that I love, God told me, he said, Sharice, Lenore Riley, you got two options. You're either going to walk in your God purpose or I don't need you here anymore. The choice is yours. I had to make some hard decisions. I got quiet. I fasted and prayed for 3 months. I had insomnia. I would go to sleep 6 a.m. every morning. By 8 a.m., I was back up. I operated on 2 hours of sleep for 3 months. And there was a lot of difficult decisions. There was a lot of errors. There was a lot of things happening during that time. And the moment I went back to what God originally said for my life is the moment everything changed. Doors began to open. Partnerships was created. Opportunities was formed. Finances that had dried up for 3 years. For the last 20 years of my life, I can honestly say I didn't know what it was to be broke anymore. But the last 3 years was the driest season I had ever had. Literally, I began to lose everything. And I'm a giver by nature. But what I didn't realize is that I walked away from what God said. And I was doing it my way. My job today is to make sure that the information that you all receive, that you take this information, you reevaluate your life. I hope you took notes. I hope you go back to what every speaker said, every deposit, every seed, because they sold today. Whether or not your ground is fertile enough to give forth a harvest, it's up to how you digest. It's up to how you cultivate what was given. Because at the end of the day, a year from now, your life should not look today. Next year, it should not look the same. There should be growth. There should be excellence. There should be purpose. There should be vision. There should be opportunities. Your bank account should be flourishing. Your relationship with God should be renewed and strengthened because you now are operating in your God purpose and your God mission. You're no longer counting yourself out. You're no longer looking at yourself like you don't deserve to be there. You know you are. Those affirmations and those things that Mark gave when he talked about money, change the word money and apply it to yourself. And think about how you've been looking at you. You want to be on Dr. Jessica level? Get a picture of hers on social media. Put it on your mirror. Take some of the stuff that she says. Put it up there, what she's accomplished in that time frame. And every day, God, I thank you. I thank you for this inspiration. God, I thank you that every time I look at her, God, you show me what I can be. God, I thank you that the money that she's amassed and what she's doing with it in ministry, God, I think you want to know her greatest testimony and why I look to aspire to have some of the things, because she said one day on Facebook, God, I want to be a tither. I want to give $10,000 a month as my tithe. Did it happen?
It did.
Did it happen?
It did.
And ain't nobody in here going crazy. I want to give $10,000 a month just in tithe, not in offering. I want to give back to God in a greater capacity that he gave to me, because now God knows he can trust me, and now I can say, who in here need a business? What do you need in your business? Here you go. Here's $5,000. Go get your LLC. Go get it set up. Here's $15,000. Go get that food truck. Here it is. Here's $25,000. Go buy that property. Oh, you bought some refurbished property that you need to investor in? Here you go. I don't even need nothing in return. All I need you to do is do what God told you to do. When you do that and you come up from it, go find somebody else and pay it forward. That is what I desire and strive to do in my life. That is the purpose that I want my life to count for. And that should be the purpose that you want it to count for. Thank you guys for listening to me. Stand to your feet. If you want to create a legacy, if you're ready to take on your God vision, you have ways that you can contact me. Just shoot me an email and say, Sharice, I'm ready. I'm giving out free consultations that normally cost. And all you have to do is put, I was at the Rise Up Wealth 2024. I'm going to be honest with you. If I can't help you, I'm going to connect you with the one that can. Because I'm a believer that everybody that call you and want to work with you aren't for you. But you got to have an ear to hear God. So when you call me, I'm going to be honest with you and say, I ain't the one, but I know somebody that is, and let me connect you with that individual. I want you guys to prepare yourself, because with this Rise Up Summit, this summit was built on an amazing theme. And there are two individuals that wrote the theme song. How many people have heard the Rise Up theme song? There was a young man here last year, and I remember him because last year, y'all see I came comfortable today, because last year I was trying to be cute, and I had on some heels that was taller than me. And by the time I finished, my feet were so swollen, they had to help me out my shoes. And this young man, as humble as he was, he came and he helped me, he served me. Afterwards, he began to tell me how much I inspired him. And this year, I've watched over the last year, God take his life from activation to elevation. I watched this young man soar. I watched him dream big, and I watched God perform. I watched him on television stations. I watched him on platforms that he only dreamed that he would one day be on. And I'm watching God take what he tried to do in the world. When he turned it and gave his vision to God, God flipped it. Not only is he a recording artist, he got videos, he got partnerships, he got deals, he's doing it big. But God laid in his heart to write the theme song. Him, along with the co-founder, Alphisha. If y'all haven't bought her CD, look her up on Apple Music, Alphisha Payne. Her music will bless your life. She is anointed by God, literally. But they're going to come and bless us. And I want y'all to stay standing to y'all feet, because this isn't a song to sit down on. This is a song to get you grooving. And so I want to present to some and introduce to others none other than the Rise Up Wealth Summit 2024 live performance with Manacito and Alphisha.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Doing good? Yeah. It's so amazing to see so many beautiful faces. My name is Mancito Tough4. I was here last year, and a lot of y'all probably don't even know the stuff that I was going through. It was a lot, divorce, all type of stuff. Single father, son on the spectrum, handling it myself. All the single mothers out there. I actually had one of them moments where I was like, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank all the speakers for making y'all way out, just doing what y'all doing, actually pouring into us, you know what I mean? Because we really need it. Sometimes we come with these beautiful smiles and whatnot, and everything is great on the outside, but we dying inside, you know what I mean? It's like everything just falling apart, but y'all came and did that for us, I want to thank my brother, Giovanni. I'm going to tell y'all why, because if I ain't get to meet him, I probably would have never met Glenn to have us even have a family moment right here, you know what I mean? But we about to start, because I see Glenn looking all serious. Can we get a round of applause for Mr. Glenn? Let's go. Can we get a round of applause for y'all? Y'all don't sound like y'all can we get a round of applause for y'all? Okay. DJ. Crave me up. Turn it up a little higher.
We do this for the generation.
Up there.
The generation.
Why we do this for, y'all?
We do this for the generation.
What do we do this for?
The generation.
I think she want to be down here.
Generation.
Tell me why we do this.
Breaking chains for the generation.
Hey, rise up. We gon' make it happen, just tell them that time's up. While running them bands up, suiting tight suits, vibe, depositing their brands up. Educating on the means, come on, let's make it mean. We in business buying building, that's why we gon' raise the ceiling. Living legend for our legacy for our children. Did you feel it in your spirit? Speaking, I know you hear it. Let's go! Rise up, oh yeah. Rise up, oh yeah. Come with me. Chain breaks, we break from poverty. Chain breaks, we break from enemies. Chain breaks, we break chains off of me. Yeah. Let's go! Rise up, it's time to rise. Time to rise. Rise up, it's time to rise. Yeah, hey, come with me. Chain breaks, we break from poverty. Chain breaks, we break from enemies. Yeah. Break the chains off of me. Yeah. Hey, clap. Let's go. Come on, clap. 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 Yeah. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go! Rise up, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, rise up, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Come with me. Chain breakers, we break from poverty. Chain breakers, we break from enemies. Chain breaking chains off of me, yeah. Woo!
Rise up, it's time to rise
up.
Rise up, it's time to rise up.
Come with me. Chain breakers, we breaking from poverty. Chain breakers, we breaking from enemies. Chain breakers, breaking chains off of me, yeah. Rise up. If y'all was feeling the song, if y'all was feeling it, can I get a yo? I don't know, it sounded like I wasn't feeling it for real. Can I get a yo? Y'all enjoyed yourselves? I'm glad that y'all did, because I had a great time. I had more fun than anything. I wanted to start dancing, but you know, we got to be performing over here and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that. But I just want to honor, I got to. I've been really hard on him, as well as he been hard on me. There's some things that he really helped me through, and I just want to say thank you, because it actually means a lot to even be able to do this, because last year I really felt like quitting everything. I don't think y'all know what I mean. I come from the streets, so when I say quitting everything, y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? We're about to go to what I know for real, you feel me? And to just continue to go forward out of that wilderness season, to feel as if, you know, I'm letting him down on certain things. I just want to, you know, give you your flowers. I know I be mean, I be tripping. Can we please get it? And I just want to say thank you. I do. And Miss Sharice, because if it wasn't for you in that message last year, good God, y'all just don't know. It was really there.
Y'all clap it up for the Rise Up Wealth Summit theme song. And I want to tell you something. This ends our amazing conference for 2024, the Elevate 360, the Rise Up Wealth Summit. Did you have a good time? There was so much information that was shared here on today. And I believe that it is important for us to thank the Paynes again. This is a labor of love. When I tell you the two of you had no idea how God was going to use this experience in your life to be a blessing for others, would you clap it up for them again? I am proud to be an amazing part of this organization. We thank God for their board members and the individuals that help them. Glenn is calling you to the stage now. Board members that are in the room, please come on up really quickly, because we're getting ready to get out of here. Again, I want to thank all of our sponsors for today's event, the Madeline Law Firm, the Riley Effect. Come on, y'all give it up for the Riley Effect. We've got Val's Kitchen, Sunflower Media, Mom's, it looks like Mom's Tech, Luxury 7. We've got Club Millionaire, Dr. Jessica. Yes, indeed. We also have Starbucks and Costco. And of course, we don't want to forget our official event sponsor, the Albion Ventures LLC, and our platinum sponsor, Moments to Millions. Thank you to all of our sponsors that are still here in the room. We appreciate you for supporting the Legacy Conference or the Rise Up Wealth Summit. Mr. Payne.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Mic check.
Now we
mic
can
check.
say mic check 1 2 1 2. I ain't gonna sing today, but for real though, thank you for everyone who attended, who donated, who sponsored. Thank you for those who have already pledged to donate even until next week, and I'm thankful for that, because you don't know what it took to get to this place today. I was actually about to cancel this event. I was going to postpone it because things were difficult. It started to attack my mental health. She knew. And I was looking to quit or walk away. And she said, "You're not going to walk away." Genevieve Harris. Listen, this woman right here, if it wasn't for this woman pushing and kicking me and not taking, and kick me some more again, yes. She is a tough cookie. She don't play with me. She encouraged me, and she knew exactly what I needed, prayer. Because sometimes we got to look at people, what they need at the time, and go in the natural and pass and go in the spirit and say, listen, this person needs prayer. Because it's great. I was carrying an assignment because last year I told God yes to being a generational chain breaker. And ever since I said yes, it's like everything started to shake and come on the attack. So to see every one of you in here tells me that you all are the next generational chain breakers. You came, you stayed, you enjoyed the environment. Some of you even sold even beyond measure, and I thank you. To all the honorees, I applaud you, I appreciate you, and I know you're going to be greater than ever before. I can't wait to see what God does in your lives next. May God expand your borders and enlarge your territories. May God expand your borders, everyone in the room, and extend your... May God expand your borders. Today is the last day you will see lack and debt in your household. Today is the last day, last hour. Look at your phone and take a snapshot, because that's the last time you're going to have financial struggles, because you came in this environment that God is going to shift your atmosphere. Oh God, I don't want to. Listen, for what I went through to get to this place today, this is not a normal event. And I want to thank everyone, especially my queen. She had to deal with me for legacy, rise up. Baby, let's have some quiet time. We have stop business. I said, baby, I know, but when Sharice talked about where God gives you the vision, God gives me the whole year in advance. So I've already had next year planned. Down to the speakers, down to location, down to the theme, unleashed. You had to rise up and elevate in your mind before you to then be unleashed. So when God, he actually gave me 2 years in advance this year. And I'm asking God, how would I do in 2 years in advance if I can't figure out this year? He says, trust me. And that's exactly what Genevieve been pushing me and Sharice been pushing me on. Trust. Because my mind is a creative mind where I can start seeing things and making things happen. But now I got to step aside and say, God, it's your will. Go ahead. So thank you all for coming out tonight. So,
Want me to ask y'all for money? Listen, we're not going to hold you any longer. Okay, now I'm not going to start preaching. But the truth of the matter is that this is good ground. Yes. And that's just what it is. It's good ground. You heard the speakers here. You heard what you received today. And you all know, even if you purchase a ticket, you know that this is a deficit, right? What you purchased and what you received today is just amazing, right? And so if you would like to be a donor, if you would like to support what the Paynes are doing, what me and Wayne always so into, which is this event, because we believe in it and we believe in the founders of this event. If you want to be a partner with us, we'd like to sponsor it, but if you want to help us sponsor, you want to join that beautiful wall back there, if you want to give a donation, if you want to be a part of the movement where we encourage people to rise up and make a difference in their lives and in the lives of their families, please talk to Glenn and Afisha, and they will tell you how you can donate. Is that all right? Hey. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Pray us out so we can get out of here. We do things in decency and in order. Pray us out, sis.
Amen. Thank you guys for coming out on today, and I hope when you leave here, you're not going to be the same again. Amen. Look at yourself now, but when you step out this door, you're going to be new, all things new. But Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this time, oh God, that we were gathered, oh God, to receive the nuggets, every speaker, every sponsor, each and every attendee, everyone who came out, or even the honorees, oh God. We thank you, Father God, for each and every one of them, God. We thank you for your many blessings, even as we elevate, oh God, and get ready to unleash the visions, the dreams, everything that you have put on the inside of your people, oh God, that it is established, that it is done in the name of Jesus. God, we thank you for financial breakthroughs. We thank you for testimonies. We thank you, oh God, that no lack is in the life of your people, oh God, because you inhabit the praises of your people. And God, we thank you for your many blessings that will continue to run them down and overtake them like never before in the mighty name of Jesus. We thank you and we give you praise as they rise up to higher heights and deeper depths in you for your glory in Jesus' name.
If you would like to do a testimonial, please head over to the display over there, the back wall. If you'd like to do a testimonial, please, thank you.
Once again, we thank you again for participating in the Rise Up Wealth Summit. Please don't forget, do a testimonial in the back there. We want to make sure that we get you filmed. And again, my name is LaWanda. We'll be LaWanda with YouNeedAMC.com. You really do. If you need an MC for your upcoming event, I've got business cards in my hand, and I would love to be able to serve you. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll see you next year. Please don't forget, entrepreneurs, April the 30th is right around the corner. If your business is located here in Broward County, you need to